Next up, we got what really happened in the NHL week 26. It's been 26 weeks? I really been gone for that long? Now, granted, I have been gone. We all know this by now. If you don't know why, I mean, it's on my shirt. You know what I'm saying? But you can also go look at the video. I explained it. My last video I just posted. But we're back now. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know in the comments what I've missed. Let me know in the comments what you guys want me to react to. If something that I missed was like too long ago, then I'm not gonna react to it. We might see it in the future, like a compilation or something like that. But as of right now, we're gonna just stick with just what's coming up, like what's the new events coming up, and stuff like that. So we're gonna just try to catch up as of where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna try to go too deep in the past. Just worry about the future. You feel me? So let me know in the comments what's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I can, hey, I got the Young Hockey Psychology, greatest hockey channel of all time. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. So hey, if y'all want more NHL videos in general, hit the like button, hit that sub button.
It is week 26 of the NHL season, and we have witnessed history. The entire league is gearing up for the playoffs, with teams desperate to do whatever they can to get into the dance. Tempers are running hot and underdogs are making noise, all while Alex Ovechkin is doing what we all thought was the impossible. The NHL and its fans just experienced an unforgettable saga of hockey. So let's take a look at what really happened in week 26 of the NHL season.
All right.
Sunday, Mikola disrespect. We are less than a month away from the greatest spectacle on planet Earth known as playoff hockey. And this time of year, just about every game matters, including a Sunday opener between the Panthers and Canadiens. Florida's still in the hunt for that division title, while Montreal is controlling their own destiny in the wildcard race. This one's tied at 2 early in the third, and Lane Hutson is going to find Nick Suzuki. That is Hutson's 54th assist of the season, third all-time for a rookie defenseman. Absolutely insane stuff from the kid. This late season playoff push may very well have him winning the Calder. Montreal hangs on to win 4-2, and the Panthers are sour. Niko Mikkola, the guy from the commercials who says Mikkola, he says f*** it, and rips a clapper at the Habs after the buzzer. Are you kidding me? Big no-no in hockey. Montreal loses it. Now, there's a little bit of chaos then.
Wait, that's like some unwritten rule I don't know about? Let me see.
Are sour.
Wait, did he hit somebody with the puck?
The guy from the commercials who says Mikkola, he says f*** it, and rips a clapper at the Habs after the buzzer. Are you kidding me?
After the buzzer is
Big
crazy.
no-no in hockey. Montreal loses it. Now, there's a little bit of chaos to end the game, but Niko Mikkola goes unharmed. Now, the two teams are going to tango on Tuesday night, so he better be ready to answer the bell. Meanwhile, Gary and the refs are still in witness protection after screwing Lou and the Islanders with a goalie interference call last week. It looks like they're going to stay there, as New York hasn't won a game since. The Hurricanes double dip in the third to take the game, and they are 8-2 in their last 10. Rantanen and who? Exactly. The Caps, on the other hand, don't have to worry about a playoff spot. They got that all locked up, but they still got the President's Trophy and, of course, Ovi's goal chase for greatness. Sure, they give up 8 goals to the best damn lottery team in the world in the Buffalo Sabres, but Ovi tips one home, still sellies like it's his first goal ever, and that puts him just 5 away from the record. We are witnessing history, fellas. Sidney Crosby, on the other hand, just made a little history himself. He just beat Gretzky's point-per-game record, and the captain is going down with his ship in style. 0-0 barn burner against Ottawa. Crosby, 1T, let's go to Applebee's. This game is over. Penguins pick up the extra point to get a worse draft pick. Congratulations. Out west, the Canucks are on life support, and it is ugly. Connor Hellebuck, another MVP caliber night. 23 saves, only 1 goal against. You got Cole Perfetti dancing through defenders like he's on Broadway. The Jets keep on humming, and the Canucks' playoff chances are down to the single digits.
Nah, I did hear that she was, I think it was like that might be the only thing that I might react to is the, since it's kind of like a one-time thing, so it's not like, I'm too late. I think I can pretty much make a reaction, even though it's late reaction. I think I still can do it. I think it was like I forgot what type of game it was. I think it was like the USA versus, I forgot who they was playing, but it was like one of them type of games in the NHL. So I might can react to that games or whatever games was good in that tournament. That might be the only thing I can react to that's like far ago. Because Because a lot of you guys will tell me to react to that. So I might react to that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see about that.
Or Utah's chances, but thank the Mormons, they play the Blackhawks. 2 freebie points there, they will take what they can get. The Kings will do the exact same against the Sharks, and oof, this was a beatdown. 8-1 spanking by LA, but at least we get the SeatGeek goal of the week early. Kuzmenko with the stop-up. Macklin Celebrini goes for a tumble. Ice is slippery, kid. Don't forget it. Kuzmenko then dishes it to the middle. Cheeky little touch by Gavrikov. Nice. No looker, and Kempe gets the finish. That is slick stuff from LA. Now, Max Domi does get an honorable mention as he makes Ratko Gudas look like he's playing ringette and then goes upstairs on the backhand. Now, these types of games for Toronto against bottom feeders are usually the ones that they find to lose. But hey, maybe this year's different. They beat the Ducks to get a 3-point cushion on the Atlantic Division lead, and a sad but hilarious fact of the day is that the Leafs have only won 2 division titles since winning the Cup in 1967. Now maybe, just maybe, it is actually their year. Monday.
Come on now.
Hey, the Mitch Cobb Show.
Y'all know now. I'm a new hockey fan, and now I know. Especially since last year, keeping up with last year. Now I know. All right, Maple Leafs. Y'all like the Cowboys, bro. All right. Y'all are damn near the Cowgirls of the NHL. So, but y'all do have a lot of support, though. That's the thing. Same like the Cowgirls. So, we'll see. Hey, we'll see.
It is actually their year. Monday, the Mitch Cobb Show. When the Flyers fired John Tortorella, no one was surprised that it was immediately followed by Matvei Michkov turning into Wayne Gretzky. Preds versus Flyers game this year may legitimately be considered a form of torture in some countries, but Michkov keeps giving us toilet bowl enthusiasts something to care about. Another 2 assists for him tonight. He's got 11 points in 6 games. The Calder race is phenomenal. Flyers are now 3-0 since sending Torts to Guatemala. Over in New Jersey, the Devils are hosting the hospitalized Wild. Devils fans were down in the dumps when Jack Hughes was ruled out for the season, but it hurts a little less knowing that they got his younger brother picking his spot like the Terminator. He adds an assist, and the Devils beat the Wild in a shootout, and Minnesota is in danger of slipping to the last wildcard spot and potentially out of a playoff spot in general if the wheels fall off. Kaprizov is still hurt, but are we sure?
So it's low-key good I came back at this time. I'm low-key right before the playoffs is low-key a perfect time to come back. So I'm low-key still in the game. All right. You know what I'm saying? Playoffs about to start. I don't know when the playoffs start. Let me know in the comments. I don't know when they start, but hey.
Playoff spot in
we
general,
at least catch up as of right now and then going into the playoffs.
But are we sure that Charlie Conway isn't available to take his spot? They should look into that, and we should look at Kyle McCarr putting the Flames into the blender. Little pump fake. Oop, you fell for the soup.
Bro did a
That's
whole
his 28th of the
360?
season. My hips hurt just watching him shake and bake, but personally, I think he's got that Norris locked down. However, after all the flash, Calgary claws back from a 2-goal deficit and wins in a shootout. That is a monumental win for them with their playoff hopes also on life support. Finally, we had the Stars versus the Kraken, and this was just another example of how sick Dallas truly is. Wyatt Johnson is on a heater right now. He gets his 30th of the year, his 5th in his last 5 games, while Casey DeSmith stops 35 of 36. They win their 6th in a row and are now only just 4 points back of the Jets for the division lead. Tuesday, Habs highlight. Here we go. Rematch between the Panthers and Habs. Nico Mikkola, public enemy number 1. No fireworks, but he doubles down on being the most hated man in Montreal by scoring the first goal of the game. There you go. That's how to do it. Let's skip to the third here. Habs are down by 1. Nick Suzuki, the captain, saves the day. 8 seconds remaining, and he gets a gift. Then he's going to follow that up with the wraparound OT winner. The Bell Center is on fire. Standing ovation.
So bro didn't even try to score when he had the open goal?
8 seconds remaining.
Wait.
And he gets a gift. Then he's going to follow that up with the wraparound.
Or maybe this is 2 different plays. I don't know.
OT winner. The Bell Center is on fire. Standing ovation. Lane Hudson, 3 assists. The kids are in the last wild card spot, and they need it because the Blue Jackets stomped the Preds 8-4. Marchenko gets a hattie and a 4-point night. Thanks for coming. But they're still 2 points behind Montreal for that last spot in the East. Now, if you look at Ottawa, they still have a nice cushion holding down that wild card 1 spot, but they'd still like to get a little more comfy. Too bad the Sabres are a wagon right now. Leafs legend James Reimer, another 33-save performance. They beat Ottawa 5-2 and are 7-3 in their last 10 games. That's exactly what I'd expect from the best damn lottery team in the world. Then the OV train is in Boston, and this guy is a legend. The Caps signed highly touted BC prospect Ryan Leonard to his entry-level deal, and Ovi congratulates him and takes the rookie out for a beer. There you go, that's a true captain right there. Get this man another cup and get him the record. Boston gives us a one-on-one on how to suck defensively. Ovi with 890 goals, he's all alone on the doorstep, 4 away from history. The Caps take care of business with a 4-3 win. Now another team who's getting really hot right now is Tampa. Kucherov, Gensel, Vasilevsky, all incredible versus Lose Islanders. Kucherov's 2 points in this game makes him the NHL point leader, and he just continues to put up ridiculous numbers each and every season. Now, the Islanders are still winless since the screw job, and afterwards, Coach Patrick Waugh did not hold back on their trade deadline pickup in Anthony Duclair. He said he was straight up god-awful and that he's lucky to be in the lineup. Uncle Lou and Patrick Waugh better tighten up the ship over there because it's sinking fast with them being in this wild card.
Red Wings. Hold on. We top 5? Hold on. Okay. Hold on. We got to definitely check out the Red Wings. Okay.
Race.
Back another playoff
where the Blues may never lose again. Straight from the Shoresy handbook, these guys are humming. We did a breakdown on them on the channel this past week, and we were 30 seconds away from the Hockey Psychology Breakdown curse striking down the Blues. But Jordan Kyrou ties it up in the last minute, and the Blues didn't come this far to come this far. They win in an OT for their 10th straight dub. And even this Detroit fan is like, yeah, you know what? I respect it. Game is game. That poor fan. The Red Wings are brutal, though, and the way that they've squandered this stretch has been hard to watch. Something else that's hard to watch, too, is the Flames trying to generate offense.
This is our last... What is this? Is this ours? This is ours. No. We top 5, so we didn't dropped. This whole March, we've been terrible. Oh, my God. All right, look. I'm back now, so since I'm back, they're going to start winning.
Has been hard to watch. Something else that's hard to watch too is the Flames trying to generate offense. Thanks to rookie goaltender Dustin Wolf and some flashes of some decent team defense, they're somewhat in the wild card race, but they have the league's worst offense.
Wait, is bro eating a lollipop? What is that?
Defense.
Oh, that's one of them Spider-Man popsicles. All right, never mind. You get a pass for that because them low-key is good.
They're somewhat in the wild card race, but they have the league's worst offense, and it's coming back to bite them. Karel Vejmelka has himself a game-stopping 33 shots, and that loss for Calgary stings their playoff chances, especially because, well, St. Louis cannot lose. Ooh. Today, also, your toilet bowl champion are indeed the Ducks as they beat the Sharks in a shootout. Congrats on the worst draft positioning, Anaheim. Finally, the Jets will be visiting LA, and there aren't many times where Connor Hellebuck is out-dueled by the other goaltender, but Darcy Kemper goes toe-to-toe and stops all but one as the Kings continue their domination on home ice. The Kings are second in the NHL for goals allowed and shots on goal, and it seems like whenever they get a lead, they can just snuff you out. Winnipeg learns firsthand, only putting up a goal to end Tuesday night. Wednesday, Capital Chaos. We got to get right into the fire on Wednesday and start it off with the Leafs versus Panthers. Toronto has the chance to put some separation between them and Florida while holding down the top spot in the Atlantic. Even better for Toronto was that Alex Barkov would be out with an injury. So our pals at SeatGeek hook us up with a pair of tickets to see the parade live and in person.
Okay.
We get to check out the warm-ups, buy some overpriced beer, watch Johnny T, the man who left the island, scores 36 of the season, and everyone in the yacht club gets to go home happy with a 3-2 Leafs win. The Leafs clinch a playoff spot for the 9th year in a row, and the last time they did that was in 1967. Yeah, that means the parade is on, and if you want to see your favorite team live while scoring a great deal on tickets, you need to start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best app for finding SeatGeek around the corner. Now, we got to see the Leafs clinch their spot live, but we're going to be catching some playoff games, and I'm using SeatGeek to make sure I don't break the bank. I'll just be doing that for the beer instead. So if you want to see your favorite team,
Hockey Psychology, what,
to make sure I don't break the bank, I'll just be doing that.
Low-key hard, I ain't gonna lie. Hockey Psychology in Jersey is hard. No cap.
Best seats in the house while getting a great deal? Click the link in our description and get in on the action this season. Now, from Toronto, we go to Carolina, where the Great Chase is coming down to the wire. Gary's hopping on the circuit to win his history, but the Hurricanes ain't having any of it. 4-0 Carolina before halfway through the second. They don't want none of the OV madness, but they get it anyways. Vintage from his office, Clapper and all, down to 3 to beat Bueno. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what the male peak physique looks like and the ideal build for crafting the greatest goal scorer of all time.
You know what's funny? We said the same thing when it came to Pat My Homies. Now, Patrick Mahomes also has a dad bod, but he's considered the greatest quarterback of today. You know what I'm saying? Behind Jared Goff. So, it's kind of crazy that you really don't even need to have a spectacular build to be sweet. Like, if you really think about it, all you really focusing on is your skills. You're not focusing on how your body look. You know what I'm saying? See, somebody like me who not even playing any sports, I'm worried about how my body looks. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to look good. Now I ain't trying to have a dad bod. You feel me? But if I'm a pro sports player, my job is to be good at sports. So what I focus on how my body looks, or I focus on being good at this sport? Which one? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how this is even a thing, but you would think you would think that any person who's in the league doing this would be goated body, bro. Kind of just like the football players or the soccer players. The soccer players always have six-pack. You know what I'm saying? They be hella lean and look nice, really. Same with football players. You know, I just like NHL players don't have it. MLB players don't have it. Who else? NBA. No, I think NBA they be looking ripped. Not gonna lie. It's not too many NBA players with dad bod. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Because I think Luka got a dad bod. So, yeah, it don't really matter, bro. Honestly, it don't matter. It's crazy.
Looks like, and the ideal build for crafting the greatest goal scorer of all time. Then this game gets spicy. Jalen Chatfield and Connor McMichael have a tilt, and Chatfield goes for the Russian leg sweep takedown like it's UFC 200. Yeah, pal, I don't think you can do that. You're probably going to get a fine, maybe even a suspension.
Yeah, I'm about to say, can you do that? Yeah, he can't even do that. That's crazy.
And Chatfield goes for the Russian leg sweep takedown like it's UFC 200. Yeah, I don't think you can do that. You're probably going to get a fine, maybe even a suspension, but that pisses off the Caps. Guys are jawing at each other back and forth, making fun of one another in the penalty box as tempers start to flare. 142 penalty minutes teed up in the game. The refs earned the paycheck tonight as guys were just living in the box. Carolina wins their third in a row in a blowout and stay hot. Now, a couple of snaps for Colorado, winning the irrelevant game of the night and picking up their 2 freebie points from Chicago. Then we get back in the mix with a couple of wild card teams. The Rangers chasing Montreal for that last spot in the East. Get a little tippy long stockings from Vinny Trocheck in OT. Huge win for them to tie the Habs with 79 points. The hospitalized Wild fall to the second wild card spot in the West and are just treading water until at least Kaprizov gets back. Maybe they will be okay, though, because only Calgary and Vancouver are really the only teams with somewhat of a shot of catching them. But the Canucks lay another egg. Just the season from hell in Vancouver, and getting shut out by Seattle 5-0 in a must-win game is on par for this team. Their playoff chances are becoming slim to none as they lose their third in a row to end Wednesday. Thursday, brutal Boston. All right. Thursday night, Atlantic Division tilt up in Ottawa between the Sens and Lightning. Huge game for both of these teams.
Now, also, too, I forgot to mention this when it comes to reacting to these games. Now, I'm not going to react to each game every single day, posting it on YouTube every single day. I still do have a Patreon, all right? So I will be utilizing my Patreon. So what we'll be doing is we'll try to react to every game on Patreon. Now, y'all have to bear with me also, too, because I'm doing multiple sports. You got to remember that. I'm trying to react to multiple sports every single day. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. So, but the official good games will be on YouTube, all right? And then the other games will be on my Patreon, whether it's MLB games, whether it's NBA games, or NHL games. You know what I'm saying? Those will be on my Patreon, just the everyday games type. So, yeah, and y'all can just request what games to react to, because it might be too many games to react to. You know what I'm saying? So I might have to just take you guys' request for Patreon. So y'all let me know on Patreon. Y'all can request games, and then I'll react to those on Patreon. And then y'all can request games on YouTube, and I'll react to those on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But it's only going to be like the close games that's like very big, you know, everybody talking about it. Those is going to be the only ones that's on YouTube. Everything else will be on Patreon.
But no Brady Tkachuk for Ottawa. He's still banged up, and Tampa has been hot too. But they just can't solve Linus Ullmark. 31 saves, only 1 goal against. What an X factor he's been for the Sens this season. Ottawa continues to get all cozy in that wild card 1 spot, but the Habs are still sweating bullets to maintain the last one. Boston is in Montreal, and they are 15-0-1 against the Habs in their past 16 meetings. But this is a new era where the Bruins stink and the Habs are actually on the up. Of course, you still have the hate between Boston and Montreal, but Nick Suzuki once again leads this team to victory. He picks up another goal and assist, and since the Four Nations break, no forward has had more points than Nick Suzuki. And really just the top line of the Habs of Suzuki, Caulfield, and Slavkovsky have also been the most productive in that time as well. You gotta know that we did a breakdown on the Habs this past week, so check out that video after this one, but they get a massive 2 points. For Boston, that's their 10th loss in a row and their 18th in the last 21 games. Just an all-time tank job, but my oh my, have the mighty fallen. Now that Montreal win meant that 2 points were a non-negotiable for the Columbus Blue Jackets, but the Avs are just too damn good. Hurt Nakar, call Kel Makar. First defenseman to 30 goals on the season. He becomes the first one to do that since Mike Green in 2009. Remember Mike Green though, eh? What a legend. I was shocked to hear that stat. But Columbus loses 7-3 and they've now lost 10 of their last 14. No bueno. The Avs keep on rolling, winning 19 of their last 27, and they would be terrifying for any other team going into the playoffs. But it looks like their first round matchup are the Dallas Stars. Dallas lays the smackdown on the Preds. Wyatt Johnston scores again, and that's their 8th win in a row since their coach dogged their effort in the media. The sickening thing is that they're not even the hottest team in the West right now. St. Louis is legitimately never going to lose a game. They beat Sid and the Penguins to win their 11th straight game. Ooh. The Jets or Vegas must be sick worrying about that potential matchup, which makes their game tonight all the more important. The Jets give Hellebuck some R&R, and Mike Comrie comes in and shuts the door against Vegas. 26 save shutout, ballsy win with Dallas also breathing down their neck for the division lead. Now, 2 teams also on a crash course to tango in round 1 are LA and Edmonton. Kings get 1 step closer to securing home ice with a dub over Utah, so Edmonton has to respond by beating the Sharks. It was a little bit closer than expected, but bad news for the Oilers is that Leon Draisaitl left the game halfway through. The guy was looking like a Looney Tunes character, taking some of these bumps, tripping on pucks, falling on his head. Tough go all around for him on the night. And you got to think that the Oilers consider shutting him down until game 1 of the playoffs. Meanwhile, the other team in Alberta is on the outside looking in.
That's tough. You just looking so trash. They just take you out for short term. That is crazy.
Shutting him down until game 1 of the playoffs. Meanwhile, the other team in Alberta is on the outside looking in. Calgary has their sights set on chasing the Wild, and they take care of business by beating the Ducks 4-1. The Flames are now just 5 points back of Minnesota, but they do have a game in hand and a matchup with the Wild next week.
So what is this black line right here? What is this for? Is this I mean, 1 and 2 obviously will be like the teams that's obviously in the playoffs, but 3, 4, and 5, are these all wild cards spots right here? Is that why? That might be why.
So anything can still happen. Friday, history made. There were 3 games on tonight. 2 of them got overshadowed, but lucky for you, I'll just give you a quick rundown. Detroit actually won a game for once against a damn good Carolina team, and the Islanders beat the Wild to make the entire city of Minnesota even more nervous for a potential choke down the stretch. But then we get to the main event, the good stuff, which actually features the Chicago Blackhawks for once. 3 goals away from breaking the record, and all eyes are on Alex Ovechkin. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, in the crowd to see history, and you just knew Ovi would get his chances, and it didn't take long. First goal of the game, top bunk where mama is stashing the jam. Oh, that is pretty, woman. That is his 14th 40-goal season. My goodness. We're down to just 2. We get a little bit off track in the second with a Gen Z line brawl, everyone hugging each other, making sure everyone's all right. But the Caps tie it up. Dylan Strome gets credit for this one, and Connor Murphy, buddy, tell me you're trying to tank without telling me you're trying to tank. He puts one in his own net and actually steals one from Ovi in the process. Down to the wire, it had to be this way. From his office on the power play, history has been made. The Great 8 now stands beside the Great 1, tying the record with 894 goals in one less game than Wayne Gretzky. What are the chances?
Wow.
We are in the Matrix, and a standing ovation for the Russian machine is truly deserved. What an incredible moment for the game of hockey. But this one's not over. One goal away from standing alone, Ovi had multiple chances to do it and top it off with the Hattie, but no bueno. Spencer Knight says, one historic moment is more than enough for me, and he shuts the door to keep Ovi at just 2 goals.
Too?
Yes, there was a chance for him to do it with the open net, but Ovi gets it. He tells his coach, Spencer Carberry, nah, I want to do this the right way with a goalie in the net. So that gives rookie Ryan Leonard the chance to bury his first NHL goal with the yawning cage, and he does it. What a moment.
Cage.
The Caps win. Ovi's 1 goal away, and Ilya Sorokin, Lou, and the Islanders are shitting their pants waiting for Sunday's game. Afterwards, you had to know that Ovi was going to crush a beer in the postgame. That is the secret sauce right there.
Beer belly.
What a night for hockey to end Friday. Saturday, hockey night. Name me a better duo than the Rangers and putting on hilariously pathetic performances. Yeah, I know, that's harsh, but playing in must-win games to get into the playoffs, they lay another egg against their ultimate rival in the New Jersey Devils. Nico Hischier, 3-point night, and Markstrom pitches a shutout to boot. The Rangers stay on the outside looking in, and shutouts continued on Saturday night. We got the Sens versus Panthers, the Kachuk Bowl with no Kachucks. Ottawa gets a legacy performance from Anton and Uncle Forsberg. 40 saves keep the change. Florida has now lost 4 in a row, and a first-round Rochambeau between them and Tampa looks more and more likely. Tampa themselves took an L as well to the best damn lottery team on earth. Tage Thompson has 40 goals on the season. Wow, would you look at that? And Reimer gets his 6th win in a row in a shootout as the Sabres continue to be the most unnecessary basement wagon down the stretch. I mean, seriously, 7-3 in their last 10. They are always lights out when it doesn't matter whatsoever. Now, speaking of the basement, Boston was officially eliminated on Saturday. An absolute disaster of a season, currently riding a 10-game losing streak, but they put an end to that, beating Carolina 5-1 to temporarily pause their all-time tank job. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic, the Leafs are locking in for that division title. 5-0 spanking on Columbus. Will Nye the Science Guy, 2 goals, and Stolarz with the shutty to keep the parade route a go on Bay Street. Now, Rangers and Blue Jackets loss is c'est magnifique for the Habs and their fans. Big chance to take a 4-point cushion on the Rangers, and guess what? Lane Hudson, coast to coast, butter and toast. He zips one short side, and the Bell Center is electric. Captain Nick Suzuki, he's been so clutch down the stretch. He adds a shorty for the game winner, and the Habs hang on. The kids are buzzing as they win their 4th in a row to get a tiny little bit of breathing room in the last wild card spot. Now, even though all eyes are on Ovi, Sidney Crosby is still out here putting on a show. A hat trick and an assist against the Stars team that has been on a heater shows that Sid, the middle-aged man, could probably play for another 5+ years if he wanted to. All this youth, and it's still Sid and Ovi carrying the mail. Incredible. What's also incredible are the Blues. They still ain't losing ever again. They go up 4-0 on the Avs. Things get a little hairy as Colorado scores 3 in a row to make it interesting, but the Blues hang on. Robbie Thomas has 4 points on the night, and St. Louis sets a franchise record with 12 straight wins in a row. This team may enter the playoffs as a wild card, but that is fake news. Don't believe that positioning, because they are going to be an absolute nightmare to go up against in round 1. Now, in the West wild card situation, we got some teams on life support. The Utah no-name brands officially need to run the table and win all of their remaining games if they want to squeak in. So, Karel Vejmelka with a dog performance, holding the Jets to just 1 goal. Are you telling me there's a chance? Yeah, there still is, and there's also one for Vancouver as they do their job and beat Anaheim. Everyone's also assumed for a while that the Kings and Oilers are destined for a 4th straight year of a first-round matchup. They go toe-to-toe on Saturday, and there's no McDavid and Draisaitl, so predictably, the Oilers get shut out because of it. The good news for Edmonton, though, is that at least Draisaitl ain't out long-term. However, the Kings may just go ahead and win the division as they're 13-3 in their last 16 games and trail Vegas by just 1 point. So, the stakes between the Flames and Golden Knights just got even higher. Calgary is 5 points behind the Wild for that last spot, and Vegas can hear LA's footsteps. For Calgary, it's been the same story. The Wolf Pack. Dustin Wolf stands on his head as he has all year, stopping 31 shots, But then how about this brutal bounce in OT? Riley Smith centers it. It goes off a Uyghur skate on a weird angle and somehow beats Wolf.
That's going to be all the compilation
winner.
videos.
Riley Smith is Luck Boy,
That's
Illinois.
Going to be all compilation
the Flames
videos,
playoff chances take a tough blow, not getting the extra point to end Saturday. Sunday, greatness. Yes, an extra episode for this week strictly because we got to witness history. We broke down the game and the evolution of Ovi in our video last night, but coming into this one, this was a must-win for the Island to stay alive in the playoff race. So, they come out buzzing with 2 goals, and then in the second, the moment we've all been waiting for. Ovi on the power play from his office, catch and release.
Dang,
history.
already?
Belly flop like he's back smashing beers in the Fountain of Youth after winning the cup, and he sits all alone on the throne of his goals. A fantastic moment for hockey, topped by a great ceremony, but Lose Islanders end up spoiling the party. They win 4-1, and everyone on the island goes home happy because they dodged the bullet of paying $1,000 for regular season Islander tickets just to see Ovi potentially put up a goose egg. Now, the wild card race in both conferences are starting to see a bit of clarity. First, Red Wings fans, I don't know how you guys do it. This team puts you on a roller coaster and says strap in. They narrowly beat the Panthers 2-1
yes,
to
sir.
just barely have a pulse in the wild card race. But out of nowhere, the Sens beat the Blue Jackets, and now they're just 2 points behind the Florida Panthers. Leaf fans are like, are you fucking kidding me? We finally win the division, and our first-round matchup could potentially still be the Florida Panthers? Yeah, you betcha. That's the most Leafy outcome. You better be happy with it.
No, that's tough. No, that's actually tough. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, that's tough.
Kidding me?
That's tough.
We finally win the division, and our first-round matchup could potentially still be the Florida Panthers? Yeah, you betcha. That's the most Leafy outcome. You better be happy with it. Meanwhile, the Habs win their 5th in a row to have a 6-point cushion for the last spot in the East. And oh man, you could just feel the electricity coursing through Montreal. Out west, though, the Canucks have basically sealed their fate by losing to Vegas. With Minnesota winning a thriller in OT against Dallas, Vancouver's season from hell likely ends with them missing the playoffs. But hey, it hasn't been confirmed mathematically, so maybe there's a miracle that happens in the next 2 weeks. So, what did you think of this week in hockey? Who surprised you? Who pissed you off? Let us know in the comments down below.
Let me know in the comments too. Also, we could do like, we gonna start definitely do these videos. So I'm trying to think, yeah, because if I'm reacting to on Patreon. So yeah, these would be the like kind of recap videos. If you're not subscribed to the Patreon, we'll be doing videos like this every week. So yeah, like I give my opinion and stuff like that. But the actual reaction will be on Patreon. But okay, this is a nice week to come back to. I ain't gonna lie, a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? This is just the NHL. We're not talking about any other sport, anything else. So hey man, I love y'all. Let me know in the comments what else y'all want me to react to. I love y'all. Oh yeah.